Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is March the 9th, 2013. It's Saturday, and it is the Sabbath day. Welcome to this week's service on the Sabbath. Real quick, we are going to be in a few moments, in the King James Bible, the only Bible I use, the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 22 and 23. Then we're going to go over to the book of Acts 5. But I have a couple announcements to make. Not only is it the Sabbath day, Saturday, it's my wife Christy's birthday today. So if you will, in the comment box below, type in happy birthday Christy, and I think she will really enjoy that. Now, tomorrow, Sunday, is my son Christopher's birthday. So when you're done typing happy birthday Christy, I want you to type in happy birthday Christopher. So it's back-to-back birthday weekend at PD's house. Now, tonight's broadcast over at Tiny Chat, because it's a birthday weekend at my household, there will be no broadcast, no service tonight at Tiny Chat, but we'll resume next week at 7 o'clock p.m. Alright, and this part now of our service is where I take the offering, but I want to mention something. I was at work the other night, and I was watching a video, and I'm not going to mention the YouTuber, but I agree with him. He's absolutely right. Now, there are many people here preaching on YouTube, and then they have social media sites as Facebook, and they have a rather large gathering on YouTube, on Facebook, but they're putting up donate buttons, and they're asking for gifts to their ministry. And this person is right, that it doesn't cost anything to come on YouTube. And Facebook, it doesn't cost anything. It's free, and you reach a lot of people. And if your ministry is confined to Facebook, the internet, social media sites, YouTube, the gospel is to be preached freely. There is no cost involved. But then I looked at this person's website they showed, and there's a donate button, and they said, well, that's not for the ministry. That's if you just want to donate for my work and my time. But I do agree with them. But when you have a ministry that goes above and beyond YouTube and Facebook, when you go out into the inner cities and you bring them food and nourishment, make sure they have food in their stomachs, clothing, shelter, warm blankets, make sure young pregnant women, instead of going to the abortion clinic, that they get to their doctor appointment, OB/GYN. It can get very expensive, very, very costly. And look at the missions to the underground churches in China. It can get very, very expensive. And the prison ministries and the good work that they do, but it can get very costly to get what they need to these ministries, Bibles and such. So when you're away from this format here, it can get very costly. So I just ask if you can give to this ministry, trumpetofgodministry.com. And I want to thank all of you that have been giving an offering. All right, so much talk on the internet today about the Sacred Name movement, the Hebrew Roots movement, and they're saying the Hebrew cult. Sacred Name movement, I've seen people that they will just refuse to accept. They want no part of it. They will attack you viciously over the Hebrew name of our Messiah, Yeshua, or our Creator, Yahweh. They want no part of it. The only name is Jesus, and they will attack you. I've seen another YouTuber, I think you all may know, but I'm not going to mention the name. They were making fun of the name of Yahweh and Yeshua, and they were just ridiculing that name, and it's blasphemy. And there's so much hate. There's so much hate, and we need to love one another. A lot of talk everywhere on the internet on what day do you worship. Saturday is the Sabbath, but we go to church on Sunday. And Protestants and Christians, it's the norm today. They all assemble on a Sunday. And I'm not going to get into an argument on this. We're going to do videos on this, on defending my faith. But in regard to what day we worship, we're going to cover that. Now, I mentioned in a video yesterday that when we're no longer under the law, when it's in terms of burnt offerings, sacrifices up on an altar, and that for the Gentile now you can eat whatever you please. But I do want to make mention of this. But a lot of the foods we eat are not good for us. Pork, for example, unclean meat like pork and ham, and we have our bacon. It takes a long, long, long time for that to digest, to go through your digestive system. You can get very, very sick from this. You can get parasites from a lot of these unclean foods. So when you think about it, I think Yahweh, our Creator, kind of had our best interest at heart. But I just wanted to touch on that. You can eat what you want, but look at the stuff we're eating. I think in the long run, God knows best. Now, Sabbath rest. When Jesus went to the cross, He became our Sabbath rest. I agree with that. But what day do we worship? And there's no time today to get into Sunday and Saturday. But I just want to take you to the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 22 and 23. A lot of things happen why people worship on Sunday. But I think I follow the word of Yahweh with this. And this is my faith, my belief, and I'm not cramming it down your throat. You don't have to follow me. Okay, and chapter 66, verse 22. Now this is a prophecy given to Isaiah for a future time. A future time, the end of the age, when there will be a new heaven and a new earth. And this is the word of Yahweh. For as the new heavens and the new earth which I will make shall remain before me, saith Yahweh, so shall your seed and your name remain. Now I think it makes everything perfectly clear. And this is why I have my service today and I worship today. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath day to another, shall all assemble, all flesh come to worship before me on my Sabbath day. And I think that makes it perfectly clear where I stand in my faith. And I'm not forcing that on you. This is why we are here today, and we are worshiping. We look at praise and worship, and a lot of people can't make the distinction, but they are two different things. You have praise and worship teams. Now, when you praise, you sing, and you make a joyful noise to Yah, to the Lord. But when you worship, the singing stops. You fall on your knees, you fall on your face, and you worship. You worship God. It's two different things. We have our rest in Yeshua. He is our Sabbath rest. But rest and worship, they're not the same. Not in my book. Speaking of book, go to Acts 5. I'm running out of time. I'm going to make this quick. But a certain man named Ananias with Sapphira, his wife, sold a possession. We're talking about it costs money to work a ministry, even the disciples. This is, now if you remember in Acts 4, they went out, they sold everything they had, and they laid the money at the apostles' feet. Now, Ananias, he went and sold a possession. But he kept back part of the price, part of the money. His wife also being privy to it, and brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet. He sold land and property, but he held back from giving. But Peter said, Ananias, why hath Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Ghost and to keep back part of the money, part of the price of the land? Whilst it remained, was it not thy own? And after it was sold, was it not in thy own power? Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto God. And Ananias heard this, and he fell. He was stricken dead. He gave up his ghost. Don't hold back from. Give to God what is God's. Give to the storehouse. I love you. TrumpetOfGodMinistries.com. We'll pick up later on the book of Acts 5. God bless you all.